Hi everyone, Lisa Haven here. Well, the attacks on our First Amendment have intensified, and they are intensifying even more so now with President Trump's latest move and signing of the USMCA trade agreement, an agreement which he signed with Mexico, Canada, and America. And this particular trade agreement includes some hidden verbiage in the report in which it gives big tech organizations like Facebook, Google, and Apple the ability to censor, well, freedom of speech to oblivion. But let me take you straight to the source so you can see it for yourself. Here is a report from Breitbart.com. USMCA entrenches tech companies' right to censor. It goes on to state that Facebook, Twitter, Google, and YouTube all engaged in pre-election censorship against Republicans and Trump supporters. Yet, they've managed to sneak a liability protection into President Trump's trade bill that would make it even easier for them to censor their own users. USMCA entrenches the tech giant's legal protections under Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act, which grant them legal immunity for user-generated content. This is an important part of the law that allows tech platforms to host a wide variety of speech with light touch moderation. But USMCA also entrenches tech companies' right to censor without liability. Specifically, Article 19.17 of the trade agreement gives the tech companies immunity from any lawsuit arising from actions taken to restrict material it considers to be, quote, harmful or objectionable. So what exactly does that mean? Well, that means that organizations and big tech groups like Facebook, Google, YouTube, and the like are not held accountable for something that you have said or done on their platform. Now you are responsible for what you say and what you have done. Now, I agree with that. I think if we say something, we should be held accountable for that. However, it comes with a disclaimer, and the disclaimer is if you are not actively censoring people, then suddenly YouTube, Facebook, and Google are reliable. So what does that do? That means that Facebook, Google, YouTube, and the like have to censor your content in order to make themselves unreliable and not responsible for something that you say. So in a nutshell, what's going to happen? There is going to be more censorship over your content because they're told that they will be held reliable if they're not censoring you. And they have to censor harmful and objectionable content. The problem is, who classifies what's harmful and objectionable? Tim Cook, Apple CEO, says harmful and objectionable content should be censored. And that includes conspiracy theorists. Take a listen to a speech he gave at the ADL, the Anti-Defamation League, a very leftist group. He received an award there. But here's what he had to say about censoring free speech. Take a listen.
For those who seek to push hate, division, and violence, you have no place on our platforms. You have no home here. From the earliest days of iTunes to Apple Music today, we have always prohibited music with a message of white supremacy. Why? Because it's the right thing to do. And as we showed this year, we won't give a platform to violent conspiracy theorists on the App Store.
So hate, division, and violence and conspiracy theorists have no place on Mr. Cook's platform. And again, he is not defining what hate, and division are. In his words, division just may very well be a conspiracy theory. Because conspiracy theories have come true over and over and over again. Tobacco causing cancer. Conspiracy theorists screamed about that. And what happened? Tobacco does cause cancer. Conspiracy theorists screamed about the Illuminati and skull and crossbones and all these secret organizations. They were right yet again. We talked about mind control programs being conducted by the US government, MK Ultra. How about cancer in the vaccines? Again, Bill Clinton apologized for this. How about September 11th? Or how about the list goes on? Chemtrails, which they're now calling aerosol injections in the sky. But yet, we're going to deem that a conspiracy theory? Nobody really knows what's on Tim Cook's agenda. What do you define as hate speech, Mr. Cook? It seems that it's okay to bash Christianity and push beheading and violences of Christians on your platform, and violent music from mainstream sources, speaking of sex acts, speaking of nudity, speaking of violence, speaking of shooting and murder and rape and suicide. We can have those music play on Apple. What's not allowed? How about rhetoric that is against the leftist, progressive, New World Order agenda, like traditional values, is deemed hate speech. If you like our founding fathers and you agree with the freedom of speech and you agree with the Second Amendment, that's what they classify as hate and objectionable content. This is communist China style dictatorship in America. We're not pushing hate, we're not pushing violence, but conservative ideals and principles are now what they're considering objectionable content. How is that fair practices? No one's being hateful or rude to any color, race, creed, or religion. I don't think any religion or color should be harassed. Nobody, pretty much 90% of the world believes that. They agree with all colors, race, and creed and are not about that. But now, since I'm against illegal immigration, but for legal immigration, that falls onto objectionable content. No, that's a political view that is being censored. I'm going to stop there because I know I talk about that a lot. Here's the bottom line. I am not happy with what President Trump did with this USMCA trade deal. Now, I believe, because he's a very smart man, he's aware of that verbiage. Whether it got snuck in there, I don't know, or whether he plans on getting it ratified and removed, I don't know. And I've told you from the beginning that I would tell you anything objectable or positive that President Trump has done. I object to this one majorly. It affects me and our children's children. We need to correct the verbiage on that or get rid of it altogether. But to sneak that into a trade deal when it has nothing to do with trade, what is the motive there? Now, I love a lot of stuff that President Trump has done. He's got us out of the Paris Climate Accord. He's got us out of TPP. He's pushing against the New World Order and United Nations. Lots of great things. I don't like everything that he does. This happens to be one major. And he's going to lose a lot of support if this isn't ratified. Please write him. Go to writetrump.com. Send him a letter about your feelings about Section 230 and how we need to correct that before we get censored into oblivion. Please let your congressmen and senators know, and go to writetrump.com and send him a letter about how you feel. I have faith that he'll ratify it, but it's on the clock. We'll see. Anyhow, I'd love to get your thoughts, comments, and concerns on this. And again, I just want to say I'm always being straight with you on things that he does that are positive or negative. I will bring it to you because that is my job. Anyhow, I love you guys. Please don't forget to subscribe to my backup channel. And don't forget to check out my partner at TrumpCoin2020.com. Without them, I wouldn't be here. But they've got an amazing coin there. It is a Trump coin. It does list his accomplishments, all which I agree with. And I love the president. I am just hopeful that we can get this particular one ratified, which I still support him. But you can go to Trump Coin 2020 and you get free shipping using the code Lisa if you have 3 or more coins. So you can also plug that in, but I'm buying them for a ton of people this Christmas season because I still believe he is the right president and he's done a lot of very good things. But we need to stand up to some of the things that may have slipped through the cracks. Maybe it did, I don't know. But write them and let them know and go to TrumpCoin2020.com and check that out. Anyhow, thanks again for tuning in. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.